Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to part 2 of our winter cottage tutorial. Today we are working on the exterior, primarily doing some landscaping right around this area. We are going to be building some of the custom trees that I have done a tutorial for in the past. I will link that down in the description, so we will be using some of those. We are going to be doing some festive holiday decorating and ornaments and lights and all different kinds of fun things. So it should be a pretty good time today. Just as in the previous episode, we are just sort of riffing. We are not really doing anything with a plan. Of course, the first step in all of this will be to make it look a little bit more festive. That is going to start with some snow. We need to replace all of the grass around the build with some snow. I'm actually going to be using World Edit. You can also use the fill command that we used in the last episode, except instead of hitting /fill and then selecting the block after you have your 2 points, you will select the grass, you will hit fill with grass, replace, or excuse me, you will do fill snow, replace grass blocks, and that will replace all of your grass blocks with snow without affecting any of the floor inside. Of course, my recommendation would be to just build this in a snowy biome, but I have decided to instead build it in our creative world. So I think we are going to have a couple of snow piles here in some of the corners, some drifts and things like that, so we can just begin to pile that up going around this build. We can also take our snow layers and start to place those in here and there. Of course, we do have snow accumulation now. That was added in, I believe, 1.20, so we can change the height of these snow layers that accumulate. And what I might actually end up doing is just changing our biome right here and setting the snow accumulation height to be a full block. That will allow these snow layers to go all the way up to a full block just like that. But for now though, we are just going to kind of place this in very organically. We are also going to have a path. We can do that with not our snow, but our stone bricks. So we will grab these out. This will originate from in line with the door right here, and we can place maybe 2 blocks going out. And then I think we will turn this. We will do sort of that L shape right here, and maybe one more going that way. Extend that in that direction for a couple of blocks, just like that, and then we could have this turn once again, using that L shape, just like that, and going to the front of the build right there. So we have a couple of turns in that path, and it will take us to the front. Now, of course, the one thing about lighting up in this area is it will melt these snow layers. Now, it won't actually melt these snow blocks, fortunately, nor will it melt blue ice or packed ice, but normal ice and these snow layers, the lanterns will melt. So we do need to keep that in mind. Anywhere that we place these, we will not have those accumulating snow layers. That being said though, let's get some lanterns placed down here in the front just like that, and maybe one more there in the corner. So again, all of those snow layers will melt, but that is the price that we pay for being able to light the build. So now let's get some trees put into place. So grab out some spruce fence, or maybe some dark oak fence. I think we will go with dark oak fence and some dark oak logs, or maybe spruce logs for those trees, and some spruce leaves as well. We're going to start with a little tree here in the front, maybe in line with that window right there, 4 blocks away from it. We can build that up 3 blocks, maybe 4 blocks in total, place 2 spruce leaves on top of it, and then 2 on each side going down, just like that, and then extend it at the bottom out by 2 in each direction, and fill in each of those corners just like that. And I guess we could extend it up by 1 more in each of those corners as well. Now, of course, it does kind of intrude onto our path, so we might trim that a little bit here in the front. Maybe something like that, although that looks a little bit strange. So let's instead move this entire tree back by 1 block from where it was before. That will give a little bit more space from the path. So 4 blocks tall with our dark oak fence. If we used spruce before, I meant to use dark oak. 2 blocks of leaves on top, extend those down by 3 on each side, extend it out by 1 at the bottom of each of those leaves, and 2 blocks in each of those corners, just like that. So now we have a nice festive pine tree right there. I'm absolutely loving this so far. We need a larger tree right over here in the corner. That is where you can refer to the tutorial. We are going to go with one of these very large pine trees. I might just copy and paste it with World Edit, but we are going to plop that down right there in this corner of the build, just to give a little bit more dimension. We may even make a whole forest right back here using those trees. So we now have a forest right here, something that looks like this. Of course, we can pile up a few more snow drifts on some of these trees here at the base. We can also place some snow on top of the trees as well, and just cover all of these going all the way around, again, just to really sell that whole wintry look. There's still a little bit more work to be done on some of those, but that is how that is looking so far. So right now it is looking very wintry, but it's not looking all that Christmassy. For that, take out some white and red wool. We are going to build a couple of candy canes here in the front. Let's go in line with this window right here, leave a 3 block gap from the fence, place a red wool, white, red, and then a white wool going up and diagonal away from the house, and then another red wool going down diagonally, just like that. We could do one more right here, maybe 1 block back in line with that window, 2 blocks from the fence. Let's do red. We could start with white, but it kind of blends into the ground. Although I think to mix things up, we will go with white. So do white, white, and red, and then go up diagonally with your white and down with your red, like that. So we are left with something like that. Now it's looking a bit more festive. We do need a place to ice skate, of course, so let's make a somewhat organic looking pond right here. Nothing too large, again, just a place where we can ice skate, something like this. I'll pause from up above right here so you can replicate that shape. And we are going to go with, do we want to do blue or packed ice? If we do normal ice, the snow will not accumulate on it, so that is a tempting option. Of course, it can melt. I think we will go with packed ice, and we can fill in this lake right down here with our packed ice. And let's place a few layers of snow going around it, really just to highlight the pond and outline it and really make it stand out, just like that. I think we need a few path lights as well. Let's take out some Deepslate bricks, or some Deepslate brick walls, and let's grab some lanterns as well. And we can place these going, let's do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall, extended out by 1, or maybe 5 blocks tall, extended out by 1, and place a lantern below it. Although that looks a little bit out of place. Maybe we won't go with, actually we will go with these, but we are going to do a design similar to the one that I use in the survival series. So do a 5 block tall pillar with our walls, and then 1 block below it make a plus shape, and we can place our lanterns on top of it just like that. Let's do one more right over here near the candy canes, just kind of randomly placed right in here, just to get a little bit more light in the area. Now again, these lanterns will melt the snow layers, although I'm wondering if they melt, I don't know that they do actually melt layers that are taller than 1. So we could use that to our advantage. If you don't want them to melt, just going based off of how this looks, make them 2 layers or taller and you should be okay. But so far, that is looking really, really nice. We need a little bit more activity right over here. I'm thinking a wood chopping area for our 2 fireplaces. So for that, we are actually going to build another smaller structure using spruce logs, stripped oak logs, and smooth quartz stairs. Let's line ourselves up with this pillar right here, leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block gap, and then place a spruce log, extend that up by 3, leave a 3 block gap, actually a 5 block gap, and then again 3 more blocks going up, and then leave a 2 block gap going forward, and do the same thing once again. We are going to have our smooth quartz stairs placed going across, so the triangle will be on the side, and same thing as before, just extend that up to a point in the middle, extend this going all the way across here in the front, out by 1 more on this side, and another triangle as well. And then we can just do this all the way across the roof, connecting our smooth quartz stairs. And just to give ourselves a little bit more clearance here in the front, rec 1, 2, 3 stairs. Actually do 5 stairs, rec 5 stairs across the bottom, and then 3 stairs on the next layer. Turn this second stair in that is right next to the spruce log, and we are once again going to have a sort of dormer, but this is more of just a triangle roof section here in the front. Well, let's do our upside down stairs right there, upside down in the middle as well. And now here in the front at the top, let's take out a smooth quartz slab, and we can place that on top and extend it back by 2 more, just like that. So now we have a wood shed. Let's fill in between the spruce logs with our stripped oak logs. We can replace the floor with some stone bricks, just like this. And now we can, actually let's do a ceiling under here real quick. Let's just go with oak planks just to keep things simple for us. And we can just fill those in 3 blocks tall and finish off our quartz just like this. Here underneath that stair, we can place a full block going back. And now we can take out our normal oak logs. We can also take out some campfires, and you will need a shovel as well. Any shovel will work. And we can place a few sideways dark oak or normal oak logs here in the corners just for some firewood piles, just like that. We can place some campfires on top of all of those. Maybe a couple more here in the bottom, and we can extinguish those with our shovel. Once the smoke clears, we will have some pretty nice stacks of firewood here in that shed. Of course, we will extend our snow going out, and we can place 1 more log here in the front, just like that, where we chop the rest of our logs, and we can have a few more sideways log piles scattered throughout this area as well. There we go. So now we have our firewood storage. Of course, we need a path going over in that direction. So from right here, just extend that out, maybe 4 blocks in total. And then we can, actually, let's go with 5, and then we can start to turn this just like that. Maybe a few more going diagonally right here, and then extend the path the rest of the way up to the firewood shed, just like that. So now I think we have a very festive exterior. I'm going to replace the rest of this grass with snow. I'm going to switch the biomes. We are going to make it snow a little bit, and then we will call it there for this part 2. Alright, the rest of our snow is in place. I have set the biome to frozen peaks, which is why the grass has that bluish tint to it. So now, if we go ahead and set the weather to rain, we should see some snow now accumulating here on the ground. How wonderful is that? Of course, the shaders reduce the visibility distance quite a bit. It is still appearing as rain, but we are getting the snow to accumulate, and it doesn't look like it is piling up on our ice right here, which is great. I am going to change the snow accumulation height. If you don't know how to do that, it is in the game rule. You just type /game rule snow accumulation height, and we can set this to whatever we want. We are going to go with 7, so we will get up to 7 snow layers just 1 block below our snow block here. And we don't want this to go, of course my tick speed is up, that's why the snow is accumulating so quickly, at least I think it's up. But we are going to stop this here very shortly. We are going to do weather clear, get rid of that, and now we have a pretty festive looking scene. We can even go through, clear off some of our stone brick path right here. Of course, you can place lights on top of it if you want to make sure that the path always stays nice and clear and melted. And we may even go through and just add a few more normal spruce trees using some spruce saplings just to add a little bit more to the landscape here. But there we have it, a very festive, fun holiday retreat. In the next episode, we will be working on the interior, making it all decorated and cozy. There is a lot that can be done in here, of course, with our fireplace chimney, the kitchen over there, and a nice tall Christmas tree here in the large living room area. But for now, if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!